Okay, we're back. Second hour. We got a lot still to talk about. There's a lot going on in the valley. Look out for the rains. Everything is happening. When Deborah Craig says that Idiot Gutierrez, has a Tom Owens complex, you're in trouble because she's on the team. And when she sees that there's a Napoleon complex, there is a problem. But Sean's going to lead us off in the second hour. So Sean, go ahead, take it.
I talked to Brian Lowell last night, and
are you guys still friends?
We're on friendly terms.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was a brutal election. Go ahead.
Yeah. He said that he knows about as much as I do about what Gutierrez's reasons for not nominating him for the job are. He said that he's emailed Gutierrez and never got a reply back. So I guess you're not alone in that respect. And he's tried to contact Gutierrez in other ways too, but he's not getting any response. Gutierrez just flat doesn't care. And one thing I find interesting is that personally, I'm going to have to take a closer look at how close, or not in this case, not close, he is to Highland Fairview if he's not getting the appointment and not even getting told why.
So basically, Brian was not renewed on his contract to be on the commission?
No, Brian Lowell was not nominated by Gutierrez, and so was not up for confirmation. The only thing that when I talked to Guyva, he said what the council can do is extend the length of their term.
Mm-hmm. So basically, does Mr. Lowell want to stay on the commission?
Yeah,
but he ran for office last cycle, so if he would have got elected, he would have been off anyway.
Well, he's not elected, so I don't see how, unless there's some law I'm not aware of, I don't see how there's any conflict at the moment.
Yeah, no, there's no conflict, but I'm just saying he was willing to run for District 3 and lost. So why is it so important that he stay on the commissioning board? Just you're a young guy, go on and do something else.
I can't speak on that for him.
Yeah, I mean, God, he's been on that board for what, 6 years now? 6 years, something like that. So move on, do something else.
I don't know. Just after last night, I seriously have to second guess about just how tight
he is with Ito and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, like I said, he lost, so Ito was probably like, get out of here, you loser, stinking loser. So,
but then I wish I had time last night to make a counterclaim against Michelle Dawson's claim. I mentioned that we need to be careful about with the homeless population because look at Santa Ana and Anaheim and how they're turning into their own Skid Rows, right. And it's not just crime but also violent crime to where in some places there's been problems with tripwires and booby traps to try and rob people.
Right.
And so Michelle Dawson mentioned that comment at the end of the meeting and said that they're doing fine with the homeless problem and that right now they've only counted 31 homeless people.
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
Has she gone down Day Street?
I guess not. I mean, in this town, you can find 31 homeless people with your head pretty hopelessly wedged up your ass.
Yeah, I mean,
we have at least 4 times that in people in minors that
homeless,
don't
right?
know if they're going to be on the street or have a place to go at night.
But I mean, how does she come to that number? What do the homeless people go to the city hall and go, "Oh, I'm homeless, let me register"?
Or I don't know. Maybe they go. Maybe that's just the one that they count panhandling. I don't know.
I mean, is that what code enforcement's doing? Because they're not enforcing the codes around here. So, what's your take on that, Dia, in regards to how they get the counts for the?
I'm interested in knowing how they do it. Do you just drive down the street?
Yeah,
and they look homeless. Okay, that's one. I mean, how do you
do it?
Maybe they demolish some camps and think that somehow that magically made them go away.
I don't know, but 31. She only came up with the number of 31.
Yeah.
31?
Go down Day Street. You can see that just going from Cottonwood up to
the 99 cent store.
to the 99 cent store. I could count at least 20 something people early in the morning.
31.
They haven't even got their signs out to beg for money. So I don't.
In all of Moreno Valley?
That's the number.
Off of Paris and Hemlock at the shopping center over there, there's usually at least 4 camping out every night.
Camping out. Yeah, there's a guy right there by the Arco station. He'll say, "Hey man, you got some extra change?" I'm like, "No, I work hard for my money." So, but 31. Wow, we're making progress.
Yeah, all you have to
That
do
is
is
so
look the other way.
delusional, really.
Wow, that's.
Why would
maybe-
you get up and tell that lie that there's only 31?
I don't know.
homeless people?
Maybe Michelle Dawson hired someone with a cane and a dog to go count homeless.
Maybe.
Something.
I mean, wow.
Wow. I mean, even crossing the 215, you'll see like 2 or 3 homeless encampments.
That is
crossing
just
the
a blatant lie.
So.
It really is.
Yeah. So that if she lied about that, did she also lie about her claims that Palomiras that the city did not use any funds to provide Palomiras with credentials at that League of Cities thing?
Hey, like I said, she's our unofficial, that voodoo that you do woman. We love her. She's really good. So, but hey, in defense, if you would go back to the years, and you can go on the city website and go back to videos 10 years ago. And this is when I first got involved in Moreno Valley politics when I was stationed somewhere else, and I keep up using that. Louise Palomares, if you go back, she was a very attractive woman. She was. I mean, in my opinion, she was very attractive.
What does that got
was.
to do with politics?
Well, what I'm saying is politics is really ugly, and it's the devil's game, and it'll beat you up really, really bad. It can beat
So
you
you're
up
trying
really
to
bad.
say she's been involved in very long
time
Okay.
in politics, and it just takes a toll on you because we're not listening to what they're saying. Nobody's giving her business at her chop shop. She won't bring her business to Moreno Valley, even though she keeps claiming we need jobs here. Well, damn, bring your damn shop over here.
Her business is not here?
No, it's not here. It's either her or Bob's. I don't know how they run their dynamic, but it's in Pomona.
There's something else. There's something else driving here besides city politics. There's been a lot of people that have been attending city council meetings and been on the council or in committees and stuff for more than 10 years, and they're not like that.
Well, here's a question I want to know. Luis Palomares, city advocate. Where were you, Luis Palomares, city advocate, children's advocate?
You know what, Donovan? You have Mr. Calling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you need to be, a voice impersonator?
Impersonator type thing?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. I'm trying to get work with
We
Disney.
gotta do a little bit of work on the Raphael and the Denise Flemings and the.
Well, to me, they sound
Gutierrez.
their dialects the same. But
You gotta work on that.
I've got Gutierrez down.
You gotta work on it.
Duh. But make a long story short, in that aspect, where was Luis Palomares when Mr. Moron simulate rape against women, homophobic, racist tweets, and illegal street racing? When that story broke, her husband was there, and Bob gets up there and says, "Hey, he's a nice guy." What?
I just have one question. What's wrong with those people?
I had no idea, but I didn't see Luis Palomares, city advocate. I didn't see her there. You're a city advocate. You advocate for the children. But this guy...
You're not going to condemn someone that's fantasizing about kidnapping and rape.
Yeah,
Or you're advocating for jobs, but the business you own with, I guess, some jobs is not even where you're advocating for the jobs.
Right.
What's wrong here? This is like
these are paid
we're in the Twilight
employees.
Zone.
Yes, these are paid employees. This is what I've been saying.
Ito's running basically like a personality cult, or maybe more appropriately, personality disorder cult.
Right.
The thing is,
And then you got a guy that controls the city that doesn't even live in the city. Think about that.
So somehow Ito's managed to charm a bunch of
Uneducated.
largely uneducated and often somewhat shady people to support him, and I don't know.
They're white envelope.
well, it sounds like really they're not saying anything. They're just speaking very loud.
Yes, and that's what it is.
Yeah, they
These
insult people on. They talk crap about people online. They talk about crap about people when they're standing at
This
the dais.
is Latin politics at its, and I've been there. That's how they do it. Everything's bully, and the louder you talk, the harder.
Well,
Look at the Puerto Rican Parliament. Just go down there and watch a section of the Puerto Rican Parliament. They're just yelling and screaming at each other all damn day.
Yeah, but in all fairness, and I know that you don't mean this, but there's Latin people.
Yes.
Who
don't scream.
Do that. Right.
Yeah, no.
But the thing is that Ito's using a Latin American communist populist rhetoric style to get people to follow his project.
Right, influence. And that's what I'm saying. That bullying tactic. If you go to a lot of countries in South America, that's what it's like. The louder, come on. You got cartels that control the country, and the police are being paid. Just that
right.
Just the corruption is just so. It's just normal to them.
Right.
And then they come here. If that's what have I always said, dude? From East LA, and you come to Moreno Valley, and you think a warehouse is a great job. That's what. If you don't know, like you say, if you don't know any better, you won't do any better. So that's what we got here. So
I just have to take issue with the character of people that tear each other down the minute they disagree with something.
Right. I mean, you can
disagree. They threaten to sue each other. They slander each other. They do all these.
Right.
I don't know. It's like, you and me, we disagree sometimes. We don't attack each other. We don't backstab each other.
No. I mean, I talk about you when you leave, but
even me and Pete disagree on things, and we're not like suing each other, threatening to sue each other.
Right. Civil discourse.
Me and Scott Heverin, we argue a lot about a lot of things online, but we get along personally, and we don't backstab each other. But what's up? I don't understand what the deal is with these people.
They
bullies,
bullies.
Bullies.
And unfortunately, those of us that are not used to those kind of attacks, I'll just stay away. I don't want confrontation. But then when you got a person like, and I'm gonna use myself as an example, I ain't got a damn thing to lose. You could come to me. I'll meet you in the parking lot. I don't care what's going on. And that's how you stand up to a bully, because I'm not saying I'm going to win the fight. When I was in school, I got
going to run from it.
Yeah. And I'll give you all you can handle. And I don't want to brag, but Mr. Moron has verified that I am a karate dojo master or whatever,
So you can whoop some ass if you need to.
I would love to use my years of training and defend myself in a parking lot brawl. That's how,
I would love to do it.
I would love to do it.
Be careful what you ask.
No, I would love to do it.
Just make sure I'm there so I can get on World
Yes.
Star.
Yeah, no, matter of fact, I want you guys to be there. You can check it out. But
personally, I don't consider dignified to get in with them. I think it's beneath me.
Oh, no, and me too. That's why I always walk to my car and I laugh at them and do what I got to do. But
if you want to go kick their butts, that's more power to you. But personally, I don't think I wouldn't want to do that.
Right. Well,
if they took a swing at me, then if it became like either me getting hurt or them getting hurt, then that's
they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, then that's
Donovan's just looking for a reason.
Yeah, just please, I would love it.
Dust off
especially Mr. Moron. I especially would like to just show him what it's about. I would love to show him what it's about.
I don't think you're going to have the opportunity.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, and I'm an old man.
Why isn't Evan Morgan one of those people that
he's all mouth?
Swing at a guy?
Yeah, he's all mouth. He's just all talk, and that's what people got to understand that are listening. When they force you out and they bully you out, that's what they want you to do. Hey, you stand. Like I said, me and Roy, oil and vinegar, right? We, some things we agree on, some things we don't, but it's about mutual respect. I can message Roy and say, hey, that was bull crap what you said about this, whatever, but and we talk. We don't have to agree. We're not going to agree.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. But there's these bullying tactics. I can't wait to be surrounded by a bunch of Highland Fairview employees.
Be careful what you ask for.
I'm asking for it. Bring it. Bring it.
In the past, you've mentioned that certain people aren't known for being willing to stand up to a guy. How many of those people are there in the Highland Fairview crowd that you know of?
Honestly, none. I mean, everybody in the Highland Fairview employee rank and opinion, soft as margarine. Soft as margarine. I'm serious. Soft as margarine.
You know, I envision this. What is it? Fist of Fury or whatever. Bruce Lee.
No. The Last Dragon.
Kill Bill. You got this yellow suit on.
I got it. I got the suit. I got it.
That's what I'm seeing right now. Talking about bring it.
Bring it. I'm serious. I have so much aggression, in me.
Just go.
Yeah, and I've been doing that.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, I need to. The pills ain't working, Doc. But no, and that's what I try to deal with people. When I came on the political scene, I had no fear. It was like, what? Who are you? What? Get the hell out of here!
Y'all better leave Donovan alone because he's looking for a reason. Okay.
Oh my God, good reason.
But I just find it a little sad that out of all the Highland Fairview guys, Luis Palomares is the one that's most likely to pick a fight.
Now, okay, wait. I gotta give this disclaimer.
Be careful now.
I'm gonna give this disclaimer. I might be a little worried about Luis.
You scared?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
A bit. Just a little bit. Because when you're dealing with that black magic and all that other stuff like that,
stop.
She might put that hoodoo on me. My mom is from Louisiana, so, I do believe it exists. I mean, she might take my drawers and bury it somewhere. And next
How's
thing
she going to get your drawers? You know what?
don't need to go there. Don't need to put it.
Behind your closed doors.
No, I was just using that as
you ain't gotta
the
explain
black
nothing to
magic
us.
thing,
It
whatever
is
you're
what it
doing. But Daryl, you wanted to talk about the issue with the what was it?
Oh, it's the Mobile.
Yeah, jobs.
Grad
program. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I saw this, and it was adopted by the city council. But it says the aim of the program is to improve lives of city residents while meeting emerging employment needs. But basically, for you to qualify, or a business to qualify for that, you have to, a resident has to be a college graduate or hold a certificate.
Okay.
So I take issue with that because you're paying the business $1,000 to hire someone for full-time position. But then they asked me this, we leaving a whole bunch of people behind though. A lot of high school graduates, we leaving them behind. What about those individuals? It's become it's like an elitist perception.
Mm-hmm.
Because what about we paying somebody to hire a college graduate? So most of the jobs in this area are warehouse. So we setting people up into poverty, basically, in my opinion.
Those are good jobs. They're good jobs.
And we're not doing anything about training people. Again, as I said before, you got to train folks. You got to train all people. You can't leave nobody behind. You're leaving, 54% of residents 25 years or older, highest education attainment is a high school degree.
Everybody's going to make at least $22 an hour. They're good jobs. Good jobs.
But the whole thing is, if I always said that we have to train all people for the jobs that's available, then instead of just to hand out someone $1,000 to hire a graduate with high school, it's become we set up us versus them mentality.
Okay, here's my question.
Okay.
You're talking about jobs, you're talking about the WLC, you're talking about whatever. Let's talk about today. Yeah. I need a good paying job today.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sean said.
There it is. That's
that's the thing, though.
There's really not much hiring going on in Reno Valley, much less any market to pay a big enough market to pay someone $1,000 to hire someone. I mean,
well, yeah, that's the whole point of the whole thing because it says potential to award employers $1,000 per new hire made and retained, and it's up to a maximum of $5,000 per employee
that we're going to give them incentive to train those people.
No, not train them, hire them.
To hire them. So we're going to give the employer $5,000.
$1,000 to hire a college graduate or someone who have a certificate.
Okay, so how much would I make on my hourly salary?
Well, it seemed like to me this $1,000 would go towards the salary. It didn't say that specifically, but I know it's probably going.
Well, if there's no salary requirement, you could they could be. In theory, the city could pay someone $1,000 to hire someone at minimum wage.
Well, I mean,
they say it has to be a full-time position, but again, where are you going to find those at?
Right. There's peak hours. They got peak seasonal. job stuff. That's the only time they seem to be hiring when they need slave labor. So if we're going to give these people $1,000 per person, why not just have everybody line up at City Hall and give them $1,000 voucher and say, have a nice day?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. That's what when I read that. Well, yeah, because it doesn't do anything.
You know, I could do a lot with $1,000 on my own. You know, that's a couple months groceries or maybe a month's rent, and then I can go do something, or gas to go to a real job. So why are we enriching these employers?
Well, that's the thing I was reading, because it says something else too about they have to be graduated at least from 2 years. So if people say if you already graduated a long time ago, you won't be eligible.
Well, and then still, okay, let's say we have a workforce of 50% of the population. Let's just say they're in the workforce. They're eligible to be working. With a 2-year degree, 43,000 people wouldn't be able to work. The majority of them wouldn't work.
That's what I'm saying. The focus is focused on grad. What about, again, see, we always missing the boat on these things because we miss out on training. We don't do anything for training. We got Moreno Valley College, and we don't do anything to use that. We just basically say, here's $1,000. Here, it's a Moreno Valley graduate. Go on your way.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I think I might have missed it. What kind of jobs?
It didn't say, it just says full-time job. It didn't say what kind of job. It said just full-time jobs according to what
we don't even have the job market. I mean, a couple months ago I was talking to the county behavioral health commissioners, and they said that employment in Reno Valley is more like 12 to 14%.
Yeah,
still. Like we never recovered from the economic
recession,
crash.
right? Recession.
Gutierrez can claim we have full employment or
and we're in
7% unemployment. Well, he can claim that all he wants by using the statistics of the people that still have unemployment benefits left, but when you count people that are completely out,
that dropped off.
Yeah, when people are out of employment benefits, couch surfing from or whatever they do to get by, the employment rate is still more like 12 to 14%.
At least
that.
Yeah, at least
that. So, wow, that's interesting.
I mean, and what about the underemployed?
Right.
Well, that's the thing that we've been missing. That's the same thing with Sean's talking about homeless, poverty, all that runs together. But we focus on graduates to put them into poverty.
Mm-hmm. Right. You're giving them to keep them in poverty.
Yeah, instead of trying to people up, we saying, here, this is your destiny right here.
Yep.
And employers say, oh, good. I have a job here where at McDonald's, maybe you have a full-time. You can come work for me. So, I mean, it's just giving people the
Well, you know what? But that would give me an incentive to start a business and then go get that $1,000.
Yeah, that's how I was reading the staff.
Yeah, but unless you're like a McDonald's, a weed dispensary, or a 99-cent store, there's really no market for businesses in here.
Right, that's true.
Because the only thing you're going to have is what? Amazon, the warehouse.
Yeah, the PG&Y and all stuff like that. So that and that's a good point, and that's what's going on locally that we can talk about. Mark took having a town hall meeting on the 25th, Saturday at La Vista. Wait, what's that school?
Vista del Largo.
Vista del Largo High School.
What's the
It's going to be on the healthcare, ADA, Trump care.
Why?
We're going to talk about that. I guess he wants to explain what's going on, how it works, because all of us slaves lose our benefits. He wants to tell you how you're going to survive.
I've been to one of those meetings.
Is that the one? Denise Fleming showed up and had 3 questions. We're supposed to have 1, and she waited all day and came up late.
Yeah.
Okay, got
it. Maybe it's just me because I'm weird when it comes to stuff like that. You got to get me right out the gate, otherwise I'm
you're gonna fall asleep.
Paint dry. But
just like high school.
He didn't. No disrespect. I feel like I gotta say that he didn't. I didn't learn anything from him that I couldn't have gone to Google or maybe watched the news or did some little. Not even a lot of research myself.
Yeah, have you noticed that the baby boomers in general, they don't give a damn about the ACA in general? Because
if they do, the questions that they're asking are pertaining to them.
Right.
What about my Medi-Cal, my Medicare, that kind of stuff.
Right. But overall healthcare, they're not worried about it because, we're talking about the baby boomers that went and got jobs and did what they're supposed to, not the ones that were like smoking it up.
Basically from the meeting I went to, they were just asking him, what about this, what about that? And he basically said, I'm going to go and fight. And of course, that's what you're going to say. But what can you do by yourself? You're outnumbered.
Well, at least on the stuff I've seen on social media, he doesn't seem to be an original thinker.
No.
You're right. It sounded like the same stuff.
The Democratic.
At the talking point.
Talking point.
Yeah.
There you go. And speaking, since we're on the national level, let's talk about, indeed, I'll let you have this segment because you've been really, really silent since you do give us a lot of money for the show. Thank you very much, by the way. I will be waiting for my check on the 1st. So she's always claiming poverty. But anyway.
One thing I don't never claim is poverty. Right. I don't care if I got $1 in my pocket. I'm rich.
Right. Donald Trump. Okay. He has been known to, me and Pastor Don talked about this, about bending the truth and half-truths, whatever, and alternate facts.
Ain't no half-truth, it's just a lie. But
okay, he said that President Obama had him wiretapped,
yes,
which was proven not to be true. And he made a lot of other assertions. And so Director Comey came out and said, hey, that's bullcrap.
For lack of better words.
For lack of better words.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that? What's your opinion of what the president is doing? I mean, it hasn't even been 60 days yet, and this person's in battle that we've already lost in his Russian connections and all this other stuff. Now, remember, Sean's on the right, so be careful.
Oh, God. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I made a post today just kind of assessing the whole situation with Trump and his accusations about Obama. My opinion is that Trump is, and I call him the president of Twitter and golfing, has become the president behind blaming the black man.
Okay.
And up until Monday was, I guess he's still getting away with it, but he's getting away with it. His whole campaign was, we're making America great again. Okay. Who made it worse in the first place? Was he insinuating that over the last 8 years of Obama that he's made it bad? And, great from what? So even into his presidency, he's blaming Obama for wiretapping. I knew it was a lie right off. Because if you had intel that you were being wiretapped by Obama, as big of a mouth that Trump has, wouldn't he have said, oh, Obama wiretapped me and this is what we found and the wiretap was found here and there? You're getting on Twitter talking about everything else, but you're not giving no facts.
Well, I try to tell people, it's unfortunate they don't teach civics classes anymore in school.
You're right.
You have three equal sides of government. A president cannot order a wiretap.
Well, how come the president doesn't know that?
He doesn't have to order a wiretap. The way that NSA works is that in the past there's been problems with NSA employees eavesdropping on their significant others and their exes. It doesn't a rocket scientist, or it doesn't even necessarily take a judge to have a wiretap done unethically.
Right. It can be done unethically, but if that's done unethically, it can't be used in court, so it'd be a waste of time to do it.
But even before...
But it doesn't have to be used in court. If they're just using it to slam him, then, it doesn't need to be used in court.
But the wiretap, let's say there was a wiretap, how come the Obama administration who's doing it, how come they haven't come out with what they found, or in some way, shape, or form? Why is it that Trump is telling us?
Right. Well, the thing is, FBI Comey said that, he said it specifically, a president can't order a wiretap. It has to go through a FISA court. You can't, that's the rule. This is the official.
But it not only just Comey, but everybody from the right and the left said this is some bullcock.
Right. But unfortunately, we got a lot of ignorant people out here who are uneducated, the American education system.
Do you know how many people I've had a conversation with online and offline that, but that sounds like something Obama would do? Like, why? Right. Why does it sound like something he would do?
Well, here's what we do know. The FBI said there's been an ongoing investigation with the Trump campaign since July.
Right.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Now, Michael Flynn, a general, as a military person, I'm appalled that a general would even be talking to the Russians. Now, as a military person, when we're overseas, they tell us there's a possibility, you should always be cognizant that especially around the embassy, or you're calling a certain, that your conversation is going to be monitored. That's just common sense. Now, this guy who was in it, Michael Flynn, who was in intelligence, he should have known that. So for some reason, whatever the conversation was that he was having, it must have been jaw-dropping for him to have to resign. And
would the wiretap be in Trump Towers, though?
Well, if he was calling from there, obviously they might have had some kind of reason why there was something going on there. I don't know if there was or not.
Well, that also gets pretty simple because we do wiretapping of foreign citizens all the time in foreign countries.
Right, in foreign countries.
But the thing, so sometimes we intercept, or it's common for us to intercept calls that are either with an American citizen or they mention American citizen, and that information is supposed to be masked, and so it's really not. It's not exactly a big feat to to leave that information unemitted when it gets passed on to other intelligence analysts.
Right, but that's overseas. In the United States, you have to have a judge's approval to do a wiretap. Period.
Well, this isn't about what happened in the United States. This is any conversation with a foreign national.
Yeah.
So if you're having an international conversation, you're an American citizen. The NSA is supposed to mask that information before it gets sent off to a analyst.
Right.
And there are procedures for the analyst to get that information if there's some compelling reason why they can't figure out what the conversation is about without knowing that information. But so it's really not any big feat for them to just pass that information on without having it unmasked. So it doesn't.
No, I know where you're going with that, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, all these things the president keeps saying, okay, put it like this, okay, yeah, North Korea is going to have a problem, okay? So if Trump comes to us, and Daryl, I'm going to address this to you. If I come to you as the president and I say, after being called and being caught in lies or mistruths or whatever you want to call it, false alternatives, whatever, if I come to you and say, oh my God, North Korea's got to do that, we got to invade, are you going to believe me at that time?
I'm second guess. I'm like,
I mean, it comes down to the credibility.
Based on what I know, I wouldn't. I would like be hard for me to
back you.
Well, Trump has already given some of his commanders authority to act unilaterally.
Yeah, without a doubt. But a lot of my military friends and stuff like that said, he's as nutty as the guy in North Korea and anybody else.
Okay, well, all that is great. Okay, the military stuff, I don't really know a lot about that.
What do you mean? He used to go to 29 Palms all the time.
That was for a different reason. That's how I met my child's dad. But anyway, that was so many moons ago. Anyway, all right, so I don't care what part of the aisle you sit on or whatever the case is. How can anybody agree? I guess I'll shoot this to you, Sean. Well, actually, ask you, what is your stance on Trump's administration? Almost, I guess you say, trying to snatch food out of the mouths of poor children.
Oh, the budget.
And the seniors. Like,
now remember, that budget is only a recommendation because he does not make the law.
Even the fact that you're recommending, like, your son is being taken care of, what is it, to the tune of...
they said $1.38 million a day.
A day, because your child, because you don't want to move him to a different school because he's in the middle of school. So the American taxpayers are paying almost $2 million a day for your
executive
orders. And you can't feed seniors and help me understand that.
Trump comes from a business background, and I really don't see a lot of these Meals on Wheels things being an issue in the final budget because the way he works is he's throwing out basically an initial offer.
Right, a template to follow.
Yeah, he's still in the process of haggling for what he really wants. I don't see Meals on Wheels or any of those little programs being a big deal.
That's just, I try not to be a bleeding heart person. But
damn liberal.
I don't understand. Like, why would you even put that in? That I think anybody, wherever you're from, would think that's pretty insensitive.
No, it's not. In America, you have a right to starve.
I guess.
Yeah, you have a right to die.
I mean, I heard, was it the budget guy? I don't know his official title, but he was basically trying to say, well, because the after school program and the lunch thing was tied to the performance academically of these children, haven't seen any proof to that. So, we know damn well that most of those kids go to school because that's where they're going to get a good meal. I mean, a lot of them, my sister's a school teacher. She talks about a lot of kids, the attendance being decent because kids show up to eat.
Right. Absolutely. And you talked about this, kid vouchers and stuff like that. They want to defund public schools. Where's the outrage on that?
Some of the public schools, something needs to be done about it, and going through the existing system is not working.
occur. But to me, one of the biggest problems is getting rid of those tenured teachers that have been there for 50 years that are just sitting around.
Yeah, the teachers' unions are keeping anything from getting done. Right. I usually don't have a big issue with the teachers' union, but when they're keeping inner city schools, it's not even, I can't even call it a joke. It's when you've got these schools that are run down, you've got lead in the water,
right,
you've got
rats running around, and
you've got rats, you've got mushrooms growing out of the walls, and nobody's learning anything, and you're possibly going to get shot just trying to get there. Then that system is not something that needs to be continued.
Right. Now, what were you describing? Canyon Springs, Raleigh, Roundabout,
Detroit, Chicago, a lot of those places.
Right.
If the city isn't careful, Canyon Springs can end up just like that.
Right.
But for right now, I'm talking about like some of the inner city schools with the biggest infrastructure problems and the worst performance.
Right.
That the unions are a big part of the problem there. So that's a good reason to have the charter schools if you can get new people and new policies in place.
Right. But my understanding of the charter school is what's going to happen is, since there's no regulation of a charter school, you're going to get, instead of getting a teacher that has certifications from the Department of Education, now I can go out and hire this guy that has a associate degree in basket weaving and have him teach science.
Well, you know what? As I said, my sister's a school teacher. She's been.
I love you, Afro Thunderlocks.
She has been for a very long time, and she's in one of those schools that you described, Sean, as where it's very underperforming.
Right.
Her, along with I think one other teacher, are the only teachers in the whole school that passed their test. As to whether they are fit to teach. Mm-hmm. The last time, I think they only needed to get 25%.
Percentile. Mm-hmm.
So
her and another teacher are the only ones that got it, but she got 75, and the rest got under 25%.
Are they teaching on like an emergency credential or something like that?
It doesn't sound like. It doesn't sound like they are. It just sounds like it's regular credentials, and they can't even pass what they're supposed to be teaching.
Well, remember, that is Jacksonville, Florida. The South is a little bit different.
But it's a lot of that's the case with a lot of schools. You have a lot of teachers in there just, hey, I'm here for a check. I don't care what's going on. Right. And so there's no checks and balances. Right.
So, Daryl, you were going to run for the school board. In your expertise, how do you feel about the voucher system versus regular public education?
Well, I prefer that the public education system does need reform, and we do have to work on the tenure. Mm-hmm. It's like, if they're bad apples, then we got to get rid of them. But not only that, but the voucher system itself, you're taking money out of the public schools, and it's following the child or the parent, because the parent is the taxpayer, to another school. It could be any other school, like you were saying. You could hire somebody off the street and say, teach this
$9 an hour.
But the thing is, charter schools is a good thing if it's done within the public school system itself. Right. I think that's a better choice.
But if you do that, then you have the problem with the teachers' unions in places where the teachers' unions have been a big part of the problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. When you have tenure and things like that, teachers have to realize that there's bad apples within there. It's like my dad was the UAW, and there was people in his union that should have been fired a long time ago, but because of the rules, they're protected. Mm-hmm. And there has to be some reform on that side when it comes to tenure. The tenure shouldn't be lasting that long. And it's like a normal job. Right. Look, when I you have 90 days and you were gone.
Right.
If you didn't,
and with that, like you have young teachers that want to be teachers, and they're dynamic and they're really into it. But because they're not tenured, then they get released because that person who's just sitting on his fat ass, he's not doing it, he doesn't care. But you can't keep that teacher because the budget says you got to cut from the bottom, whatever. To me, you should keep the teachers that are the most dynamic and the most innovative.
But also too, you have to do something about, I think merit pay should be a important aspect of it, because you got to have a more hybrid system of it though. We can't just basically depend on performance, but also you got to have master teachers that are looking after these teachers, and these bad apples, you give them a chance. If they don't hack it, then they got to choose something else.
Right. Right.
I mean, but you got to have some merit pay somewhere. But you got to base it up, not only on scores but on other factors too.
Okay, great. Recently, I went back to my old high school in Okinawa, Japan, and even though I wasn't in the military.
Are you sure you're not taking a white envelope? I mean, you're traveling all over the world now.
Military flight. Stay safe. But anyway, I went back to Okinawa, Japan, and saw my old high school, and it's still standing, and they're going to be knocking that school down and building a new school. And the problem with, even though Highland Fairview employees say that I'm not a veteran and I never served in the military, I sure hang around a lot of military people and do a lot of military things. But they're knocking the school down. The island's not the same as it was. The yen rate we got the super mall though, and the super aquarium.
You say we like you're going to be spending a lot more time over there.
I will be going back every year now because it was really good for my health. I didn't take a lot of meds I didn't take no meds when I was over time. I was really energized. It brought back a lot of good memories. Mm-hmm. Then I came here. No, but and then I came back here. And so, a lot of stuff with that. But here's the funny thing. A lot of people that say, oh, don't go over there, or it sucks over there, or whatever. These are always the people that have never traveled. Oh, I've been to Los Angeles. I've been to Pomona. Oh, yeah, I've been to San Diego. No, I'm talking about travel. And if young people that are listening, and even these young naive Highland Fairview employees.
They don't listen to the show.
Yeah, they don't listen to the show. I'm going to tell you, do not waste your time as a young person, because you have a cycle you're supposed to go through. Go have fun and go look at other countries. When I went through China, it was unbelievable. What I saw there. I went to the Shanghai Disneyland. It was $56 to get into the Shanghai Disneyland. $56.
What is it here? $100?
It's $125.
Shit, Disneyland won't get my money no time.
And that's not including parking. That's not including parking. It's cheaper to go over there. But high tech, very nice people. But I always stress people, travel. Open your eyes and see how other people are living. If you go to Mexico and it broke my heart when I went to Mexico for the very first time as an adult, and I see people scrounging through the city garbage, looking for meals and looking for things that they can sell and things like that. You drive down
Mission Boulevard where I live, you'll see that too.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is see another country and it would make you appreciate this country so much more. We are still, to me, the best thing going in the world. But we want to live here? No, I can live in Tahiti. I can live in a nice tropical island where there's a nice beach and clear Bahamas. There's we have that. So I'm going to stress, young people that are listening to the show or thinking about doing it. If you get into politics like this Cabreras guy, take that white envelope while you're young. And then, of course you're going to shame your family names, but if that's what you're going to do, take the money and let us not see your face again. Go.
That's nice, actually.
Yeah. Go where somebody, take the money and get the hell out. Take your silver coin, like Jesus told Judas, take your silver coin and go do what you're supposed to do. And Judas left Jesus and betrayed him, and the whole process started. So Cabreras, you're taking that white envelope. I mean, I'm looking at you. I couldn't afford no signs like that, and look at all the stuff that he did. So take that money, go down to Brazil, go somewhere and enjoy it, but don't show your face around here normal.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. So, as we get ready to close out, Sean, to the right, you got anything going out you're working on this week or coming up?
No, I think we covered a whole lot this week.
We did.
I'm probably gonna have to take care of focus on a couple of other personal things going on, but I'll still be here.
Absolutely. Mr. Moreno Valley, Daryl.
It was one of the things that was interesting with Rory was talking about education. He was saying that people should go over to the school board and be more active, and because the test scores are so bad, and that there needs to be a revolution over on that side. And he wanted to. That was an interesting. He was passionate about that.
Yeah, he's passionate about it. Yeah, like I said, Roy's he's very knowledgeable and stuff. I don't agree with everything that he says, but he's really a knowledgeable guy. So that's something to think about. D.
I always have a lot of things going on, but specifically me and you have something going on tomorrow. And let's talk about that another time.
Yes, we will be meeting with candidate Bernard.
Yes.
Miss Bernard tomorrow at the Starbucks on Day Street at 6:00. If you guys happen to be there, and I'm very sure as a candidate she will buy us a coffee.
Make mine vegan.
Yeah, I am vegan coffee, and we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be reporting on that again. Remember, there's certain candidates and certain council people that have violations, and we're going to be reporting on that as well. This has been the Hot Seat Radio Show. Mean Sean Fortine, Mr. Marino.